Good afternoon, everyone. Thanks for joining us on day one of the 12 days of TMC. You are in today's session on ways to leverage TMC's network to grow professionally. And with us today is Kate DeKay, CEO of Eustace Mortgage. Thanks for doing this, Kate.
Yes, of course.
Also with us is Sarah Van Wagenen, who is our Business Development and Marketing Coordinator at TMC. Hello, Sarah.
Hi, everyone.
And Stacy Wider, who is our VP of Learning and Development at TMCU.
Hey, everyone.
I think we'll just go ahead. We've got 35 minutes of time. It goes by so fast. I think we'll go ahead and just dig in and get started. And I'm going to start with you, Kate.
Okay.
Eustace has been in the TMC family since March of 2017. Hard to believe it's been 5 years. And during those last 5 years, I know both you personally and your team have leveraged the benefits of TMC to grow professionally. So I would love it if you would mind talking a little bit about the things that you feel like have been most impactful. And I'm thinking one of those things is probably the Collab Labs. So would you share a few things about the Collab Labs with everyone?
Definitely. So I think the Mortgage Collaborative name really describes what it's good at, which is creating collaboration. And while it's in numerous ways, I think the Collab Labs for me has always been the most beneficial. So our collab groups are created by TMC, and y'all are typically teaming up people within similar company sizes. I think probably gotten to the point about teaming them up with maybe some personality
For sure.
collaboration as well. And it's just a great group that you can sit with. NDAs are signed, so you can be completely open within the group when you have a session and really talk about what's going on in business. And I mean, that's taken us through some really big ups and upswings, and talking about, how we're coming up against capacity issues and dealing with COVID and all these things. So there's always kind of an outlet within the group sessions. And then now, of course, to a little bit different topics, but the collab groups are not only happening while you're sitting across the table from each other with the TMC sessions that are set up. I know y'all done some collab groups within people's companies where we go visit and, sit at a round table. We've also done a bigger one in my hometown of New Orleans at one point in time, that it was larger groups together. And then we get the group as a whole together as well. We just did the one out in California. But they extend beyond just those meetings, because you really keep a connection and communication with those members outside of the collab meetings, and you're communicating when big things are happening as a group on how you're reacting to things as a company. And it's just a great way to be able to bounce ideas off of people, and also hear maybe what they're dealing with that could be the same or different than what you're dealing with. So in my opinion, the Collab Lab and getting into a Collab Lab that is a good fit for you is probably the most beneficial part of the Mortgage Collaborative. But that extends a little bit further, because I think Collab Labs, oftentimes it's for a little bit more executive leadership. And we have the benefit of also having the working groups within TMC for kind of some of the other folks within our organizations, that they have that same benefit, but it's within like-minded people for their departments. We're not talking a ton about HR stuff typically in our collab meetings, although it certainly could come up. But I know, with the working groups, that helps extend kind of that collab feeling into the other departments within the organization, and then being able to function and talk to like-minded individuals with what they're experiencing in their departments.
We had a comment in the chat that the New Orleans Collab Lab was one of the best ones ever, except for the dinner that Rich set up that was very warm outside.
I mean, we do have warm weather. You can't help those things.
Let's talk a little bit more just about the people aspects of some of those things. So, it's like, you said it several times, I noticed, which I absolutely love, that it isn't just the Collab Labs session when people get together. And I know that you honestly have been invited into, like, you have your Collab Lab group, but you also have another group of
I do.
people that you've been looped into the chain on. So can you share with everybody kind of what happens after labs are over, and how, some of the things that happen that you stay in touch with those individuals?
So I think with most things in life, what you put into it and the effort that you put in is what you get out as well. So you have to determine what are you looking to gain from joining the Mortgage Collaborative, and I think then you determine what you're going to do in life. So you're joining the collab group, you're joining your working groups, but for me, it's always been about meeting like-minded people. So you mentioned, like, we have our collab group, of course, but we certainly make connections with plenty of other people within the organization. And those friendships and, business relationships expand your horizon of how you're functioning as a business. So, and oftentimes, so I mentioned, we kind of group folks together within the collab groups that are similar size businesses, or, maybe some personality things as well. But I think it's mostly based off the size of your business at some point in time. And then as people evolve, it could get a little bit adjusted with the group that you're in, depending on how long you've been in that group. But you certainly can create relationships with people that are different size businesses. And maybe they're not in your collab group, but they're certainly going to benefit you from a different perspective of the business that they're seeing, because they are at a different stage. So how are they seeing things differently than you're seeing them? And TMC creates that atmosphere of openness and the willingness to kind of help your neighbor at all aspects of the conferences. And so taking that opportunity, because of the environment that TMC creates, and meeting more people to be able to collaborate with on your business and how you're doing your business, has benefited us tremendously.
Yeah. It's I love that what you put into it, you get out of it. That is really, really so true. If you're interested in engaging with people and talking with people, there are many, many opportunities to do that within TMC. You mentioned one of them that we haven't talked about yet is our conferences. So if you could share kind of your conference experience maybe a little bit, and tell people in your eyes how maybe it's a little bit different than anything else that's out there.
For sure. So I find that the conferences are great because the sessions are very interactive. So even when you're asked to be the speaker, the presenter in a group session, there's no pressure in being the speaker, because you're really just having a conversation with a group. And I think that's kind of one of the ways that I'm saying you kind of create the environment of the willingness to help your neighbor, because you're sitting next to people that are all kind of talking about the same things that they're experiencing, or a new product that's coming out, or, whatever the topic may be. Certainly topics that we're covering here with the 12 days that are very relevant to the industry at the moment. And it's just an atmosphere of openness within the sessions, that it's collaborative, and it's not just someone standing on a podium speaking to you. You're in the conversation and participating in the conversation. And again, you're participating at your will. So what you put into it will likely be what you gain out of it. Folks that may not participate as much within the sessions, I think their purpose is probably to get something different out of it than others. So I think finding your purpose within the conference, as well as what you want to gain out of it, and then putting in the effort to get there. But the environment that it creates makes it very easy to expand your network and your connections.
Yeah, we always love it when our lender members tell us what they want to get out of conference, because then we kind of have a way of directing them either to specific people or to specific sessions where we know that they will get that answer from someone else who is contributing.
Right, because even when we're talking about from our vendor partners, there's certainly situations that it's going to be necessary, and that you're looking for something specific to gain from speaking to one of our vendor partners, and y'all are great at making those connections during the conference as well. And of course, the after hours events are
There are a few of those.
typically pretty fun. Yeah. If you like that kind of thing.
I think that's where you've met some of your other friends that are in
For
your
sure.
Collab Lab group.
We may not be the people that stay out the latest at night.
Well, is there anything else that you think, that you've experienced that you would think that would be helpful for the audience to hear about ways that they can engage?
I think just focusing on engaging in as many ways as you can, you will get the most out of what the Mortgage Collaborative has to offer.
Thank you so much, Kate. You're always the greatest. We always rely on you to do these things, and we appreciate the information that you always share with everyone. I know you may have to jump, so it is fine unless somebody has questions for Kate that's in the audience. And thank you so much for doing this with us. We really appreciate your time.
Bye, all. Have a good one.
Thanks. We talked a little bit about working groups. One of the things that that TMC has done that has helped people professionally within their organizations is develop 12 working groups that are all role-based groups. And the one that we're super excited about that we implemented at the beginning of this year and is up and rolling is our Young Professionals Working Group. So Sarah Van Wagenen, you're one of the people that help run that group. Would love it if you would share with the audience kind of like what the focus of that group is and what people have gained from that group.
Absolutely, yeah. So we started the Young Professionals Working Group this year. Ryan, Carr, and myself, you will see on every one of those calls. It is specifically for young professionals, so millennials and Gen Z that are really interested in growth, professional development, networking, and mentorship, and is for partners and lenders. So everyone in the network is welcome to join. We meet for 45 minutes once a month. We also meet at conferences, and you get access to the Young Professionals Group contact directory, as well as all of our recordings. We make network connections and then also have the potential for mentorships. A couple of the topics we've discussed over the last few months have been navigating mortgage market rates, leveraging LinkedIn, how to negotiate, career development, relieving stress and anxiety, mentorship and advocacy, emotional intelligence, generational differences, and we've got a ton of topics we're looking to discuss this year as well. We always send out surveys trying to get feedback from people on what they want to hear. And yeah, I would definitely encourage anyone that has young professionals working for them to get involved in the group. They can reach out to Ryan or myself, and they can also register for our monthly meetings right on our website on our event calendar.
Fantastic. So if you are a young professional on this call, we would love to have you join the group. And if you're not, if you're a manager on this call, think about your team members that maybe are new to the business. One of the things I love about this group most, because I don't fit in the demographic of it for sure, but it's a place where people can come and really ask any question that they want to of other people that are of similar age, maybe similar experience, and not they have an outlet outside of their management structure to ask questions that maybe they don't feel comfortable asking. So appreciate that feedback, Sarah, and everything that you have done with our young professionals group. It surely has been a big success this year.
Thanks, Faith.
We're going to move on and talk a little bit about another new benefit that was implemented within TMC this year. And going to introduce Stacy Wider, who is our VP of Learning and Development at TMC. Stacy joined us in January, just January. It seems like you've been here a lot longer than that.
February, yeah. It
Oh,
was
is it
actually the
February?
middle of February.
Yeah, it's like
But it seems longer.
It sure does. And you joined us specifically to develop the learning and development platform, which we call TMCU. So I would love it at this point in time if you can give us an overview of what's happening with TMCU.
Sure, absolutely. And thank you for the great introduction, Faith. In the spirit of growing professionally, that is truly what TMC University or TMCU is all about. And we exist to provide relevant, engaging, and effective mortgage-specific education that is truly driven by our members. So in other words, we don't create content that we think you need and in the format we think is best. Instead, we create content based on what you tell us you need and in the format that you want. And we do that, we've done this by creating and working very closely with our lender advisory panel, which is made up of some of the sharpest, most experienced leaders in the mortgage industry. Kate DeKay, in fact, is on our lender advisory panel as well. So in addition to the panel, we also conducted a thorough needs analysis among our lender network. And what they told us was that effective communication and business development or sales are the top skills that are needed in the industry right now. And we responded by creating content around strategic communication and strategic business development. Those two courses we have available currently. They are offered at a significantly reduced cost to our members. So just a little bit about the two courses. The strategic communication course is an 8 to 10 hour instructor guided course conducted over the course of 5 days. It's a mix of virtual sessions, instructor-led virtual sessions, and self-paced bite-sized modules in our highly rated TMCU portal, learning portal. Participants will walk away from this course with a practical and proven communication process for getting more of what they want, be it avoiding or solving issues faster, or building stronger relationships internally or externally with customers, building a top producing team, advancing in your career, increasing your income, or closing more loans. Don't miss the demo. We're doing a demo of this course on Wednesday, December 7th. It's on the agenda at 2:35 p.m. Eastern. So if you'd like to learn more about the strategic communication course, we'd love to have you in that session. In conjunction with that, we also created the strategic business development course, which is a 10 to 12 hour instructor-guided course, again, over the course of 5 days with a mix of virtual live instructor sections and online self-paced bite-sized modules. What's really unique about this course is we don't go straight into business development strategies. We actually start off the course with a scientific in-depth assessment that helps the participant understand and assess their strengths and weaknesses when it comes to prospecting for business, which can cause these weaknesses or these barriers that they may have can be things that stand in the way of prospecting consistently and ultimately reaching your maximum potential. From there, the student can select their own adventure within the course. So what I mean by that is determining, or the assessment is going to determine your strengths and weaknesses. And from there, you can select the lessons that pertain to your strengths or to your weaknesses, depending on what you want to build or areas that you want to build your skills in. So you'll walk away from the course with a really solid understanding of those emotional barriers that could be standing in the way of you reaching your potential, but most importantly, how to overcome them. You'll complete a comprehensive business plan, again, based on your assessment results and based on the prospecting strategies that you want to implement in your business and plan to pursue. And just like strategic communication, we have a demo session of this strategic business development tomorrow at 2:35 Eastern. So we hope you will join that as well. Now, whether you're a manager or an individual contributor, we hope that you'll join one of these or both of these sessions tomorrow and next Wednesday to learn more about how we can help you grow professionally and bridge the gap between where you are now and where you want to be.
Yep. And one of the things that I thought was very interesting, because I sat in on the start of one of your business development sessions, one of the main focuses there, and something that our lender members have been talking about a lot, is call reluctance.
Mm-hmm.
And you could be the best employee in the world and still have things show up that show that you have call reluctance. So was very, very interested in that. I don't know if there's any more that you would like to share with the people on the call related kind of to call reluctance and how that's evaluated, but I thought that was very interesting.
Yeah, absolutely. And we start with that because it's like going to the doctor to get a diagnosis, getting to the root of any potential barriers that you might have. And sales call reluctance is actually a term that was coined by two behavioral scientists who've been studying the psychology behind this for the last 40 years. They've been studying, what makes one salesperson more successful than the other. And from that research, the scientific research, they've created this in-depth assessment that really helps to determine that. And obviously, the most important part are strategies for how to overcome them. So it's highly, highly effective. Again, based on scientific research, not based on opinion, not based on anecdotal stories. It is based, in fact, proven, and it's how we start off this course, and it's the most powerful piece in getting to where you want to go.
Yeah, it's awesome. I can't wait for some of our lender members to experience what that's about. And in speaking with that, TMCU isn't open just to our lender members. So you want to talk about who can join, and who most likely would join?
Sure, absolutely. So TMCU is the content that we have is based on our members' needs, but our members are really representative of our non-members as well. So that's IMBs, credit unions, banks, individual lenders, and really anyone can attend the courses. If you go to our website, mortgagecollaborative.com/TMCU, you can see the courses that are available. You can also register there. But the strategic communication course is really for anyone who wants to level up their communication to a more strategic level. Most all of us in mortgage, we're professionals. We communicate effectively, but in this environment, we know it's highly, highly competitive, and rates are higher. I mean, all of those things, and when things get difficult and challenging, being strategic is really critical in helping you reach your goals and get what you want. So if you're an individual contributor, an aspiring leader, a sales manager, a branch manager, this course is designed for you. The strategic business development course is really for anyone whose main responsibility is to bring in business. So that's loan officers, account executives, sales managers, branch managers, even recruiters would benefit from the course as well. And
Yeah.
again, you don't have to be a member to get to register for one of the courses.
Yeah, and our preferred partners as well, who often
Yes.
are hiring a lot of individuals that are maybe brand new to the mortgage industry. They may have some sales experience from somewhere else, but those would be that would be great resources for them as well. So it is another benefit that is open to the entire TMC family. I don't really see any Q&A out there except for Dave Olchak. I appreciate you, but I think you land in the same age category that I do related to young professionals. There really isn't a limit on age related to that. If you're someone brand new into the industry and are looking to learn things, age doesn't really matter, but typically we say somewhere in the 35 to 40 age range and under is what we would typically see in that particular group. So unless there are any, oh, darn it. I think there are probably a lot of those darn it's out there,
Yeah.
Sarah. Yeah, so unless anyone else has any questions about the benefits of TMC, this is a great place to ask how you can grow professionally within our network. And if not, we wish you a great 12 days of TMC with us. A happy holidays for all of you. And up next is the changing political atmosphere. So please join us for that session starting at, I believe, 4 p.m. Eastern time. Look forward to seeing you all soon.